Hi, I'm Elizabeth Fuentes, and I'm a school psychologist at West Hempstead High School. Today, I'm going to briefly speak to you about responding to your child's emotions and behaviors. These are incredibly challenging times, and many of us are experiencing more intense emotions than usual. For adolescents and children, these intense emotions can often be expressed as undesirable behaviors. It's important that we have some effective strategies to use so that we can open up the opportunity for meaningful conversations with our children as opposed to arguments and power struggles. The first strategy I'm going to present to you is self-awareness, and it's very simple. All it means is developing a deeper awareness of your own thoughts and feelings. You can do this simply by asking yourself some questions. How am I currently feeling? And when a specific incident occurs, specifically a undesirable behavior or inappropriate behavior from your child, you're going to want to check in with yourself and see what emotion is coming up and arising in you as a result. This impacts the interaction with your child because rather than coming from an emotional reactive place, which often leads to an argument or power struggle, becoming more self-aware will allow you to to open up the opportunity for a more meaningful conversation. The next time your child displays an intense emotion, undesirable behavior, or inappropriate behavior, ask yourself, am I about to respond to my child from a very emotionally reactive place? If the answer is yes, take a breath. Take a moment to compose yourself prior to responding to your child. Not only are you likely avoiding an argument and opening up the opportunity for a meaningful conversation, but you're also modeling for your child how to take a pause when you're feeling a really intense emotion. Let's use an example. You just cleaned your kitchen, your child is doing distance learning in the kitchen area, they get very upset, yell, throw papers, and it knocks down a glass of milk that dirties the area you just cleaned. You're going to want to check in. How are you currently feeling? You're likely having an emotional response. Before you actually respond to your child, check in to see what emotion has arisen. The next strategy is validating feelings, and this is very simple but powerful because most children and adolescents simply want to be heard and validated. You can simply do this by saying, it seems like you are feeling blank, and fill in the emotion. The key here is to focus on the feeling as opposed to the behavior that your child just displayed. This simple strategy will communicate that you're listening, you know your child is feeling something deeply, and you're open to talking about it. With the same example, you would say something like, it seems like you're really feeling frustrated about your schoolwork, or it seems like you're feeling really angry about things right now, rather than, how could you do this? Or you made a huge mess and dropped the milk. A last strategy is reflective listening. And really what it incorporates is active listening, which shows that you're really focused on the person who's speaking through eye contact and body language, and remaining quiet. So rather than interrupting to share your thoughts or advice, you're going to just want to remain present and listening to what the person is saying until they're finished. Once they do finish, you're going to want to offer a reflective response. It's a concise, clear response that simply restates what the person stated. And that allows to show your child that you're really listening. With the example that we had earlier, you're going to want to say something like, wow, it seems like you're feeling really overwhelmed by your schoolwork because it's different now, or you're feeling really sad because you're missing your friends. Your child might respond with some statements, or you can follow up with some questions. How can we make the work environment less overwhelming? How might you be able to connect with some friends during this social distancing time? Continue the meaningful conversation. Even after you've displayed these effective strategies, your child still might need a consequence for the behavior that they displayed, and that's okay. For natural consequences for undesirable behaviors, you want to state them in a calm, clear tone. They should be specific and related to the behavior exhibited, and you want to provide them in a timely manner. Let's use the example we had before. You'll simply want to state that your child needs to clean up the milk and the papers off of the floor. If he or she refuses, you're going to want to tell your child that if you have to clean it up, you're likely going to miss out on one of your preferable activities. So if he or she refuses to clean up the mess and you have to, he or she will also have to miss out on one of their preferable activities. I want to offer you some references and resources that could possibly be useful and that were also referenced here in this brief presentation. There's also more resources on the school website at www.whufsd.com. Please don't hesitate if you need support to reach out to any school staff in your building or in the district. We hope that you stay safe